YNW Melly.
Oh, and they gotta know the smile in court.
5 years later, finally on trial for the murder of his two best friends that he got tattooed on his face. He got their names tattooed on his face before they died, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
See? That nigga.
I'm gonna just put it to you like this with the Melly case. I'm looking at this Melly case like a game to 7 in the NBA Finals because this is for the championship. This is for all the marbles.
No, this is.
But right now, shit, the court, nigga, the prosecutors, them niggas came in 3-0. It was 3-0. It was 3-0 at first.
No, facts.
Nigga, you got the people, everyone else's opinion of Melly. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You got the history of Melly, and you got the evidence in the case, right?
Yep.
And all the evidence seemed to be leaning towards Melly being the shooter.
Yeah, but so
in
he
the past,
killed them niggas, right?
We gonna know.
Well, the court don't know, obviously.
Yeah, the court don't know. But first off, what's your opinion? Do you believe he did this? Do you believe he didn't do this? Because our opinion really don't matter. Court of law really matters. So let's just.
Yeah, that's the fucked up thing about it. When you got a judge and jury judging you and what they think it is. I mean, you're supposed to only listen to what happens in the court, and then you go off of that stuff. But we're not gonna act like outside influence isn't part of it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I can see, before the nigga went to court and before he got hemmed up and all that shit for what he's getting accused for, nigga was like, nah, he did that shit.
Yeah.
Nigga was like, nah, he did that shit.
Except for his fans.
So I assume
his fans that say he didn't.
Yeah,
do it.
that's why I assume he did it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing I can think of. Everybody was telling me, nah, he really did that shit. This nigga's crazy. That let's do the song. I'm like, okay, so he really did that shit.
The song can't be used in court.
Yep. And that's why you get a win for that. I guess
that's the first dub. But I say he was down 3-0. That the song not being used in court. First dub, right?
Yeah.
Second dub is the fact that nigga they basically tried. They called a motion for a mistrial.
Yeah.
And the prosecutor was so emotional. She probably like a 29-year-old woman. She was so emotional she jumped out of line and introduced something in court that is inadmissible and it shouldn't be. So now the jury is tainted with the thought of these things.
Yeah, exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Which
it's
is
like,
smart.
Can Melly get a fair trial? So on Tuesday, I think it's Tuesday, we find out if he'll be granted a mistrial or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But from my perspective, bro, I ain't gonna say no nigga did nothing. I done said it off the pod.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it. This is the first time I'm gonna say it. I know I said I ain't gonna say it. I think he did that shit.
Yeah, because we talked about it before, like a long time ago.
I think he did it, but I also believe murder is one of the hardest things to convict somebody for. That's what people don't understand. This shit ain't no parking tickets. You got to prove without a doubt to each juror that he committed this violent act.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. But one thing I will say is that everybody like Melly about to be free. If he gets a mistrial, he gonna be free. But if he don't get a mistrial, all y'all got to keep in mind, none of the ballistic evidence has been brought up yet.
But a mistrial, does that mean he can't be charged again for the same?
He could be charged again.
Because I don't know if that's one other thing too. Like, I don't know Florida's laws.
Yeah, a mistrial, he could be charged again, but the evidence would have to be new evidence introduced, which makes it much harder. Yeah. You feel me?
If he wins this shit, Jesus Christ.
If this nigga wins this shit, he's the GOAT. I'm sorry. I don't care if he did it or didn't do it.
Nah, for real. He like on some El Chapo shit.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. But the craziest...
the defense? The defense is just terrible.
Yeah.
That's all, it might just be
the defense is great because that's the people that's taking care of him.
So then the prosecutor, the other people, I don't know the fucking name. That's why I gotta learn law like Bootsy, bro, like that ass, because I be trying to figure it out, but I don't know. I just know that when people say they can't use a song, I'm like, how much does that really matter in real life court? I know we can speculate about what it means, but what does that really mean?
Yeah, fact.
That so now you didn't kill him. Oh, you can't use this either. Okay, does that mean you didn't kill him? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It don't mean, you know what I'm saying?
Does that make the juror say, oh, well, I guess he didn't do it?
But
you know what I mean?
Also evidence of him admitting to the girlfriend, like, I did that shit. Shh. That's what he said through text message. He told her, shh. Telling a girl, shh, through text message is nasty. Crazy. Shushing a person through text message is disgusting, bro.
Is it like...
Then this nigga's in court blowing kisses and shit.
Yeah, he was, that ass.
Like, nigga.
Smiling and shit.
Yeah,
you say he stared at somebody or something like that?
You could smile in court, but you got to also remember the jury's looking at you and what you do. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So
what do you think is going to happen?
I think that if he doesn't get a mistrial, he's going to be found guilty. And I think, because I used to believe...
Death penalty or just years in jail?
Death penalty. Because if he's found guilty, there's so many flagrant things he's done that are like sociopathic that it's over. But I would say, in this era, I'm not choosing to believe he's going to be found guilty because I actually know everything about the evidence. But I've seen rappers. I used to believe any rapper could get off any crime. They're like, you feel me? Like,
they're like superhero stuff.
Yes, nigga. Now I don't believe that. I think facts. If you get caught, you get nigga Young Thug. These niggas are getting some time.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? So with Melly, it's like, bruh, you're in Florida. You're black.
Yeah.
You're accused of killing your two friends. I don't think you.
The only reason why I think this might be different from back then when we was growing up is the fact that they're not going to jail for petty shit. Mm-hmm. It's not like they found an ounce of weed like Snoop Dogg. Like Snoop Dogg, they found an ounce of weed at Snoop Dogg when he was traveling to Alabama, and now he's facing up to 10 years. It's not like that. We're talking about murder.
Yeah.
We're talking about RICO cases. We're not talking about, you know what I mean? Like, we're not talking about a person just having a gun in New York, which you will go to jail for, but they trying to maximize the penalty for him that person or said person having that gun. We're not talking about that. We're talking about murder, nigga, and that's what changes everything. But I get it. I mean, but everybody's acting like this. Like I said, everybody's treating this shit like, you know, like he got caught with some weed or something.
Yeah, it's like, no, this nigga on trial for killing two of his best friends
in Florida.
Yeah. In Florida, because once they catch you, it's over, nigga.
Florida?
I mean, Zimmerman got off, but if Zimmerman would have got caught, he could have been facing the death penalty.
Yeah, but after we learned about the last name, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just tired of niggas acting like, bro, these young niggas acting like this is a video game. Like, I don't think they are, and I'm tired of niggas saying that. Like, niggas ain't acting like it's a video game.
Yep.
What if you really feel like you can beat it? You're gonna act like
I think
that.
Melly think he gonna beat it. I think
just
that's
because
why
a nigga didn't show up in a fucking button up with glasses on and look like a fucking nerd at the podium, which people always say all the time will help your case. It don't always help niggas' cases. I seen niggas show up in a cardigan, goddammit, dress pants, dress shoes, and everything, and still was like 25 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I'm just tired of I don't want to call them old heads, but the old heads, these niggas, they just think everything is a game. Like, let's not talk about what y'all niggas was doing back in the 90s. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Y'all niggas was traveling across the fucking border to sell, to try to get some packs off, nigga.
Oh, God.
Like, we could just go through Mexico or through Alabama and get caught with 900 pounds of kilos.
Shout out to them